Hey Math 102 students. Today is a quick video to talk about how I like to create curiosity in the classroom, and I'm going to do it with a little extra credit, so hopefully you'll enjoy this, a chance to earn some points while seeing how the class applies to the real world. Let's take a look. So one of the things that I do enjoy in life is a good piece of cheese. Don't ask me why. Grew up in the Northwest. And I really do enjoy some Tillamook cheese. It's one of my favorite. So, in case you're wondering, Tillamook's about 18 hours north of Oceanside. It's a small city. They've been making cheese for about 100 years. And let's take a look at a short video to kind of give you an idea of what they do. All right. Well, Tillamook is from a Native American word which can mean many things. One of them is land of many waters. If you take a look, there's 4 different bays in Tillamook, 9 rivers, all kind of converging together, and 75 miles of coastline. So it's a pretty amazing place. Their slogan is cheese, trees, and ocean breeze. So, yeah, that's a picture of me. Here, I'll zoom in real quick. That's a picture of me on my honeymoon. I decided to go to the cheese factory on my honeymoon. I've got a little bit more hair in that picture, but I'm still wearing shorts. So let's take a brief look at why this picture and kind of the images behind it here are so important.
We're going to sample some award-winning cheeses.
Yum.
So let's get started.
Let's get started.
So this is where all the action begins.
Wow. That is a lot of cheese down there.
The cheese making takes place on the other side, and then after the cheese is aged, we bring it back in to do the cut and wrap. So this is kind of the end of the process where the cheese making begins on the other side is the beginning.
They look happy down there. All the workers have smiles on their face. This must be a great place to work.
I think so, and I think they think so too, and it's kind of fun. We have one of the ladies right here is wearing one of our loafism shirts, which says "Loaf Thy Neighbor." I always think it's fun to come to work and watch and see what they've chosen for the day for their loafism.
All right, so let's kind of take a look at that process. You got to see a video, and here's where I think my math side kind of came out a little bit. So what you get when you go to the Tillamook Cheese Factory, you can actually go watch this. You'll see cheese kind of coming in after it's been aged for 60 days, maybe longer, a year or 2 years in some cases. But these big 40-pound blocks come in on a big conveyor belt. And they move over to 2 machines that kind of press the cheese through these thin little wires, and it slices it into the little pieces. That's where you get those 2-pound loaves, if you kind of see them on the conveyor belts over here. So then you get paid. The folks here, they kind of separate them and put them onto conveyor belts. And what's interesting is that the company really tries to have almost zero waste. And so this little box right down here, after they slice the cheese, anything that doesn't fit, these little edges, they all kind of get tossed in this box, and they use that to make some shredded cheese. All right, after they kind of ride on this little conveyor belt, they go to an automatic weighing device, and at the top there's a red light and a green light. And if the cheese has a red light kind of moves one direction, and a green light moves the other. So the green light moves down the middle, the red light cheese moves to the outside. And if it's on the outside, it moves towards a human. So, let's take a brief look. The loaf of cheese is packaged and it says 2 pounds. Do you really think that all the cheese blocks weigh 2 pounds? And what do you believe is true about the blocks that are kind of sent directly through? And why would they send the other cheese outside near the people? Interesting questions. Let's continue. So here's the point that the workers really loaf the most. Love loaf. The cheese on the outside, you can kind of see it here, that's kind of riding on this white rail. It comes to people. People put it on a scale, and they weigh it separately. And cheese that is too large is sliced off on top, and they kind of lay down those slices. And here comes the fun part. Those slices, when you get a block that is too thin, doesn't weigh enough, the worker grabs a slice, puts it on top, puts it back in the middle, and then off it goes. So I went to Costco and grabbed a block of Tillamook cheese here. You can find it at Albertsons and Stater Brothers and a lot of other stores. But take a look along this edge. You can actually see the piece that was slapped on top to make this block a little bit heavier. So when I kind of pull this edge down, give me a second here. I'm going to tip the block so you can kind of see. Here's the edge right there. And you can kind of see how it doesn't seem to quite fit. You know what? Give me a second. Okay, so here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to peel this back just a little bit so you can kind of see exactly the slice that was put on top. If you try to do this anywhere else in the cheese, it won't work. It'll kind of all get a little bit stringy. This is the exact slice that was put right on top. Now take a look. This slice doesn't fit exactly because it was from a completely different block of cheese. And that's how I was able to notice from the outside of the package that this was one of those special blocks. All right, so what I'd like you to do is follow the directions in the extra credit, and as we go through each unit, you'll have a chance to do something related to that unit that links to the outside world. I'll try to post a couple opportunities in case you can't seem to find one that quickly, but I hope you'll be able to find one that relates to your life. All right, off you go.